Hey, my name is Nicole Fiore, and I roller skate. You know the old school roller skates, 2 in front, 2 in back? Yeah, those ones. I'm going to be teaching you how to roll and entertaining you along the way. Come roll with me.
Disclaimer, I do not jump well. I'm not a jumper. It was never my favorite. It will never be my favorite. I love watching it and I love teaching it. Hate doing it. So this jump I can do, but most of the other ones that we will get into in the future I cannot do, so I will have other people demonstrate. This one I can do. So today we are going to do a waltz jump. Just like that. I'm in my garage without skates on. I don't know if I've ever done a tutorial out here without skates on because I feel obnoxiously short. I don't know if you guys have experienced that, like in real life, you have your skates on somewhere constantly. Like in here, I typically have my skates on, and at the rink, I typically have my skates on. So whenever I don't have skates on, I'm like, the world is so big and I'm so small. Okay, anyway, the reason I don't have skates on is because I was going through the tutorial and then I realized we should really start this off skates and possibly do the entire thing off skates. I hope all of you are not sick and safe, but if you are sick, please stay home from work. Please stay home from whatever recreational activity you are doing. Stay home from the movies, stay home from whatever, and get better because you can use that time to skate at your house or outside in open air. Just, yeah. So, our waltz jump is what we are going to do today. And if you have skates on, yes, you can do this with skates on, but I would prefer if you try this off skates if you've never done it on skates. My neighbor's opening their garage. We are going to start on our right leg. And I want you to really feel the weight. Like pretend that you have a skate on and you are rolling backward. So I would try this not really on an outside edge, not on an inside edge, but just kind of flat. That's what we call skating when you are not doing any edges, is flat. So some people may say a flat edge. That doesn't actually make sense, but a flat. So you're gonna do a flat on your right leg traveling backward. Now, when you are rolling, you're gonna have your left leg extended up like this. You don't need it super high. You don't want it super low. You just want it at a comfortable height. And you want it at a height that's not going to send your hips this way or this way. You want to be pretty level. Of course, you are lifting your left leg, so your left hip is going to be a little bit higher, but you want it to be as level as possible. Now, when you are doing this off skates, for whatever reason, it is kind of harder to stand on one foot while not rolling. At least for me. I kind of use the left foot to brace myself and kind of stabilize myself. So, extend your arms, just like this, and open up that left hip. Now, you want to find something to look at. You're here. You want to either extend or just have that on the ground. You want your hips slightly open to the side. So, if I'm traveling backward that way, my hips are open kind of this way. And you're looking over your left shoulder. You want to find something to kind of spot yourself. So you're here. Then you want to bring the foot to the right foot. Now, this to me is personal preference. I keep my right leg slightly bent and then I bend my left leg a little bit to match my right leg. Now, I do tend to like make a V shape with my feet at that point. So 1, 2. On 2, I kind of make a V shape. Some people make a T shape and some people close it to and position. I honestly don't know which one is correct, so let me know if you do know. So here's 1, 2. Now 3, you're going to step forward exactly where you were looking. So if the camera, say the camera is my spot, I would go 1, 2, 3. So you want to practice the transition from the right leg to the left leg, keeping your back straight, keeping your core tight, not letting yourself bend or tip. So you pretty much on every jump want to avoid this, or this. You want to be very stable. Here, 2, 3. Now really practice that from the 2 to the 3. Figure out how much you need to turn your hips, how much you need to press down onto the left knee, because you are going to be jumping from the left knee. So you really want to be stable. You want to practice this enough to be comfortable so that when you do transition it to skates, literally the only factor that's changing is that you are rolling. 1, 2, 3. Now on 3, you want your arms, mine tend to be a little open. Mine, I think I'm a little more open because I try not to move my arms. I just rotate my body. Now my hips were open, so when I step, they just close. Now I extend my left leg. Again, not high, not low, just enough. You're gonna have to pass it forward to this tabletop position to jump. So 1, 2, 3. Now, this is way more important when you get to doubles, but you really want to have a stretch so that when you jump, it's more powerful. You don't want to necessarily, think about running and jumping. You want to run and jump for distance. For this, you just want to have a stretch so that you can pull up and you'll jump even higher. So you want to get a good stretch just so that when you do go to the axel and double axel, you know what you need to do. Waltz jumps will become very easy and you will start to over-rotate them. That is, if waltz jumps become easy and you start to over-rotate them, then yes, you may be ready for an axel, but you need to learn how to control the body in order to stop your rotation. Stopping your rotation is just as important as starting your rotation. So waltz jumps are really good. If you are more advanced, they're really good to warm up on a waltz jump, just to get your legs really in action. Start with just 2-foot jumping and then go to your waltz jumps so that you practice jumping and landing. So, 1, 2, 3. Now the action of the jump, you're going to bring your right knee up to a tabletop position while rotating to then land on the right foot. So the right foot, its job is to extend. I point because I'm a dance skater, but I appreciate a freestyle skater pointing. Stretch it, bring it through to tabletop position, and then when you are going to land, you want to force that down into the ground. So your force will go through that stretch, up in the air, down. Now your landing position, so say you do this, it's just a half a rotation, up, down. I practice bringing the arms in no matter what jump you're doing, because when you do graduate to doubles and triples, you will need that motion. So you see a lot of people on the internet, I see a lot of people on the internet doing a bunch of exercises like this. You really have to train your body to get this motion down. It takes a lot out of you. Like just doing this view was a little tiring on my abs because you tighten every time you pull in. And you have to teach yourself to tighten without going like this because like I said, you don't want to go forward at all. So you have to tighten, and actually jumping develops one side a lot more than the other. So you may, if you're going to do exercises, you may want to do the other side as well, even if you don't jump that way. I'm so sorry if you can hear my neighbors, they're playing outside, but they're kids and they're cute, so I'm sorry. Okay, so landing. Now when you land, no matter what, you want to force your weight down into the ground on that landing. You want to be stable so that your wheels don't roll out from under you. If you're too light on your feet, you could possibly either roll forward or roll backward. So you want to make sure you're really used to landing on that foot. If you notice, a waltz jump is a really good way to begin wrapping. Wrapping is when you're jumping like this with your feet crossed. You have to jump doubles and triples with your feet crossed. If you try to just jump like this, it is very difficult to rotate and very messy looking. So a waltz jump is a really good way to start practicing this because you're already passing this leg up and then switching. So it really does happen naturally. It doesn't need to be super tight for a waltz jump, obviously, because you're only going half a rotation. So they're in like a little car. It's really loud. Okay, 1, 2, 3, landing. Now the impact of landing, you have to continue tightening your abs or else you are going to get from that impact. You're gonna bend like that. You do not want that to happen. You want to continue looking straight. So obviously your point of reference that you're using there is going to change and be opposite when you land. But you want to just turn your head with it. You don't want to move it up or down, left to right. You just want it to rotate with your body for your landing. Now, let's talk about landing position for a second. When you land, no matter what, you want to try to land with your arms out. So you can take a moment, land out, because the out from here is going to really balance you. From here, you extend your leg, open up your arms, and I always say, for kids it's different. I have them say something like, "I'm awesome," is what I use a lot to kind of build their confidence. You can count to 3, you can say something to yourself, congratulate yourself, but you just want to be solid for at least 3 beats. So 1, 2, 3, jump, 1, 2, 3. And again, you don't necessarily want to be on an edge. You are traveling typically on an outside edge when you land, but for now, I want you to focus on just stepping flat, jump, flat. On my feet, it's much harder because I have flat feet. In my skates, I wear orthotics, so it's a lot easier for me to balance. If you see my foot kind of like wiggling like this, it's because it's way more difficult for me to hold my weight centered off skates than on skates. So, recap. 1, see? 1, 2, 3, land. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much for watching. Practice that off skates, then translate it onto skates. It should be the same. You are just rolling now. So please practice that. Send me videos of you guys practicing because I'm so curious how you guys are adapting this one. No matter what level you're at, I'm using myself as like not good level. So you guys should all be able to learn this one, especially this one, even if you are bad at jumping or dislike it. So practice, send me your videos. Bye. I'm gonna go play.
Well, wasn't that educational? Go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel while you're at it. You know, if you want to learn how to be cool and not fall down so much.